So, rights, yeah? I'm going to take time out of my extremely busy Saturday, to talk about human rights. I made a lot of videos on this before because it's on my mind a lot and it's really confusing. What gives us rights? What gives people rights? Well, some would say human nature. I honestly have no idea. I think it's natural law or something, possibly, maybe just whatever society deems as valuable for a human to possess on a basic level. What good are human rights in the first place? Basically, you can point the finger if someone violates them and go, boo, you're violating my rights. I mean, that's basically the only thing you can, the only reason rights are noteworthy at all is, to have a clear drawn line between legitimacy and illegitimacy, just some way to point the finger, besides in like a moral, emotive sort of way. Property is what I've said is the easiest way to sum up human rights is just the right to property, you own yourself and you own things you trade with and for and make and all that jazz. But, there's people who think you don't have the right to property, and I've talked to some of them. I don't remember if I asked them or not if, you own yourself. I said before that people can be property, that you own I said that you own yourself, and some people I was talking to was like, oh my god, I own myself, that means that I'm property, that means that that opens the window for slavery and for buying and trading and selling yourself. Well, there's different levels of buying and trading and selling yourself, because as we all know, prostitution, well, it's legal in Nevada, but it's very possible, and it happens all the time. Whether or not people agree with it, it happens, and it's very possible to buy and trade your body. Now, slavery is buying and trading your rights. It's not your body. And we've seen slavery happen too, but and I used to think, okay, slavery, it can happen. If someone willingly wants to sell themselves into slavery, it's possible. But then, I've also read that slavery can't physically be possible. It can't be possible because someone else cannot control what's in your mind. They can't, control everything about you. There's a capture limit on my camera right now. I don't know exactly where it stopped. So slavery, I was talking about slavery. I've heard that, I used to think that it was possible to buy and sell yourself into slavery, but I've heard that it's not, because someone can't control what's in your mind, and every time you would do something on your own accord, like breathe, which is pretty much, it's hard to not breathe, you do it subconsciously, you do it without thinking, every time you would breathe without the owner of you telling you to do so, or whatever, you could possibly be infringing upon their rights, and anyway, it's just confusing. So then I was thinking, well, maybe it can't be slavery. But then, there's modern technology, and you put someone in, like, continual stasis or something. I don't know. It's very confusing. Anyway, so back to human rights. Oh, you know that dumb, human rights, Youth for Human Rights number, whatever. Do they think that people in a coma have rights? I was just wondering that, because I've thought that maybe, if you're not property, you can be property, that doesn't make any sense. If you can't own property, you can be property, if you're a dog, dogs can't sign contracts, they don't have the cognitive ability to own. Does that mean that they're property? Because dogs are property, unless you're involved with PETA and then you believe in animal rights. There's animal rights, there's human rights, there's, gay rights, marriage rights, child rights, worker rights, all sorts of rights is really confusing.